This video is about Mars, from the Planets, by Gustav Holst. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Gustav Holst was an English composer who lived from 1874 to 1934. He was born in Cheltenham, England, and studied at the Royal College of Music in London. Holst composed a wide range of works, including operas, choral works, and orchestral music. His best-known work is the orchestral suite The Planets, which he composed between 1914 and 1916. Holst also worked as a music teacher, teaching at various schools in England. The Planets is a 7-movement orchestral suite inspired by the planets of the solar system. Each movement represents a planet and its astrological significance. The movements are Mars, the bringer of war; Venus, the bringer of peace; Mercury, the winged messenger; Jupiter, the bringer of joy; Saturn, the bringer of old age; Uranus, the magician; and Neptune, the mystic. The suite was first performed in 1918 and is considered one of Holst's most important works. Mars, the bringer of war, is the first movement of the orchestral suite The Planets. It was inspired by the astrological significance of the planet Mars, which is often associated with war and aggression. The movement begins with an ominous ostinato in 5/4 time, played by the strings and horns. This ostinato runs through the entire movement, creating a threatening atmosphere. As the movement progresses, more instruments are added, including trumpets, trombones, and percussion, which increase the intensity and tension. Holst uses a large orchestra in Mars, the bringer of war, to depict the force and power of war. The strings play the distinctive ostinato, while the brass contributes powerful fanfares and dissonant chords. The percussion, especially the timpani and bass drum, emphasizes the threatening mood and gives the movement an unrelenting energy. Holst also uses unusual instrumental combinations, such as low flutes and bassoons, to create a dark timbre. Mars, the bringer of war, is structured in a 3-part form, ABA. The A section consists of the main theme, which is characterized by the striking ostinato. This theme is taken up and varied by different instrumental groups. The B section is quieter and more lyrical, with a new theme in the woodwinds. This section could be interpreted as a brief respite in the midst of the conflict. Finally, the A section returns, this time with even greater intensity and power, until the movement ends in a relentless climax. Mars, the bringer of war, quickly became one of the most popular movements from the Planets. The powerful and haunting music has inspired numerous composers, filmmakers, and artists. The movement has often been used in films and television programs to underscore scenes of war, conflict, or threat. Mars, the bringer of war, has also found its place in popular culture, for example as an influence on rock and metal bands. The piece's enduring popularity is testament to its timeless ability to musically depict the horrors and intensity of war. It is important to view Mars, the bringer of war, in the historical context of its time of origin. Holst composed the orchestral suite The Planets during the First World War, one of the most devastating conflicts in human history. The horrors and destruction of war were omnipresent, and Holst's music reflects this dark reality. Mars, the bringer of war, can be interpreted as a musical commentary on the horrors of war, as a haunting warning of the consequences of aggression and violence. In this sense, the movement is not only a musical masterpiece, but also a timeless memorial against the horrors of war. Mars, the bringer of war, occupies a special place in Holst's musical legacy. The movement demonstrates Holst's ability to express complex emotions and ideas through music, as well as his skill in orchestration and the creation of evocative soundscapes. The success of Mars, the bringer of war, and the entire orchestral suite The Planets helped to cement Holst's reputation as one of the most important British composers of the early 20th century. Although Holst composed many other notable works, The Planets and Mars, The Bringer of War in particular remain his most famous and most treasured works, securing their place in the history of classical music. More than a century after its composition, Mars, The Bringer of War remains a powerful and relevant work. In a world still plagued by conflict and tension, Holst's music serves as a haunting reminder of the destructive power of war and the need for peace and understanding. The intense energy and somber beauty of the movement continue to resonate with audiences around the world, prompting reflection on the complex issues of war, aggression, and human conflict. As long as these issues remain relevant, Mars, The Bringer of War, will endure as a musical testament to the human experience and a call to reflection on our shared future.